Hello, welcome to Ready Bet Action. I'm Jen Jones. I'm joined tonight by Stefan Laco and Eric Dorn. We are in the thick of March Madness, kind of very quickly propelling towards the end of it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's going to be a sad day. Eric, how are you? What are you up to?
I am good. It's the weather's turning nice again. I got cleaned out pretty good. Not cleaned out, but did pretty poorly on this last weekend's tournament picks, which was not as good as the weekend before. Honestly, I was listening to a lot of other expert shows, and I feel like I was kind of tailing some of them. I had a lot of my own, but like I wasn't too dissimilar. I think a lot of teams, NC State, I think, has lost a lot of people a lot of money and probably made a handful of people a lot of money, but I would say mostly lost people a lot of money. I think if you were to say if you've been betting NC State this whole time to be like covering and get to the Final Four, like you're a liar. You did not. Like you're an NC State fan, and that's fine. Then maybe I believe you.
I don't know. Covering, I think NC State. There are people who believe so much in the power of momentum, believing that because they won. No, seriously though, because they won the ACC tournament, they're on a roll. They won 8 in a row. Nothing can stop them. This is not going to end. And again, they've been an underdog, so you haven't had to lay a lot of money on them. You could be betting them just to cover the spread because they've been 6.5, 7.5 point
momentum's
spreads.
Not real.
I'm not saying this isn't my argument, but I heard this take and read this take in a lot of my research. People really do buy into that. And so I do think that some people were on them. We were on them,
dude,
on a few plays. So we made a little bit of money on NC State. But yeah, definitely against Duke, I think people were on the other side of that for sure.
They're a buzzer beater in the ACC tournament away from not being even in this tournament.
So crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah. Do you want to give us can you keep it to 10 seconds, but your thoughts on momentum?
Me?
Yeah.
It is great at explaining what has taken place. It is terrible at predicting what will take place.
Yeah. Okay. How are you, Steve? How was your
Great. I'm so good. Okay. We had a lovely weekend away in the mountains, hot tubs, drinks, great times. I am very excited for soccer to be back up and running. I didn't have a great weekend back from the international break, but it's getting to that point where we have the quarterfinals in the Champions League coming up, which I'm very thrilled about. And right around the corner, we've got the Euros, we've got the Copa America. It's going to be an amazing summer full of soccer. And we have hockey playoffs coming up. We've got the NBA playoffs coming up. It's just a lovely time, lovely time of the year. A lot of people get bummed out because a lot of people get bummed because the NFL's done, but there's so many other great sports.
Yeah.
You've got opening day coming up. How are you doing, Jen?
I'm good. I'm very excited for opening day. I will be I'll be down there at Ice House at some point and then heading over to go see the Rockies. Probably lose. But that's okay. That's not why we go to that game anymore. It's more
I'm happy because my Cubs started against the Rangers, obviously the World Series victors. And then so we went 1-2, but then all of a sudden we got to turn around and play the Rockies in Wrigley Field. So it's feeling pretty good, like a good start to the season. I am going to add, I'm going to be betting a lot of bets on this show against the Rockies because they're so terrible. They are bound to lose 100 games. And so if you figure they go 62 and 100, you got to bet that most of those are going to be beyond the -1.5 run line well.
But that still might be at like -240 though. If they're as bad as
not so far. Not so far. It's not so bad. I think we're gonna ride it. I think we're gonna ride it as we can. But yeah.
Now I'm checking.
Now
I'm checking to see what the line is because I will live bet them.
Oh, they haven't. The game hasn't started. It first pitch is in 1 minute.
Yeah, but you can live bet, my guy. So +1.5 is -130. So yeah, you can get the Cubs -180. You can get the Cubs -185, or you can get the -1.5 at +110.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna take the Rockies to lose by more than 1.5 by more than one run every time this year.
Yeah, but okay, we can have this conversation later.
Ooh,
We're gonna
let's
get
put a
into
pin in it. Sometimes I forget that I host and I just sit back
Yeah,
and
you need to
watch
tell
you
me.
guys
You need
go,
to
and
tell
then
me
I'm
to shut the
supposed to
fuck
be
up.
like, shush, shut
We were
your
like, yeah,
mouth.
this is gonna be a real quick show because we only have a couple picks each, and
True.
we're sitting here talking about um,
The
Rockies
Rockies
baseball.
suck an ass. Yeah,
Gonna make a lot of
what a
money.
trend.
I
Yeah,
will say
that is.
I've heard of Kyle Freeland. I have never heard of this fella for the Cubs.
Did you also
pitching
hear that
tonight.
Kyle Freeland gave up 16 runs in 3 innings his first day, like 4 days
Oh
ago?
no, I wasn't trying to say he was good. I'm just saying I've never even heard of your pitcher.
Yeah, that's
So.
all. It's all I need. I'm just saying, I would be shocked if the Rockies don't have at least 80 of those losses by more than 2 runs. I would be so surprised.
Well, I remember the year the Avs won the Stanley Cup. If you would have just bet them every game, you parlay a win and over 3.5 team goals, you would have like killed betting those.
Yeah.
So there are those trends that you can find when a team is either that good or that bad. And the Rockies are that bad. Last year, if we were leading in the ninth, Jesus Christ, if the Rockies were leading in the ninth, I would just bet the other team on the money line because you get it at some decent number, you know?
We should pin this conversation though for when like the Rockies make the playoffs this year.
Yes.
We should remember this episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Oh, it was like the other day. I was like, there is no way this team is gonna lose. This is gonna happen.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
gonna win, and then they fucking didn't. And I was like, of course, I'm gonna clip that and play it for the world.
Love it.
Well, if you're just joining us, if you're still here, this is Ready Bet Action. You can find us on all the social media platforms like X, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And then anywhere else that you stream, like Spotify or Apple. We do stream live a few times a week, so join us. We also try to match it up with some of the games that are coming up, so it's relevant for you guys. Please don't forget to follow and subscribe. Give us a little love. We'd love that. And then, Eric, I think you were going to quickly touch on our March Madness bracket challenge ongoing right now. Is that right?
Yes. So
Yeah.
Lisa's currently in the lead. Doesn't have the
Lisa?
highest. Lisa, whoever, do we know Lisa? Is Lisa someone
don't.
we know? All right. Well, Lisa,
think
congrats.
so.
You're in the lead. However, you don't have great potential points. We do have a child of the show is up there. Also, my father has the highest potential points. So right now, it's looking like this money might stay in the family. With the potential of our bracket is an outside contender, but probably not based on whose champions everyone has. We're in 6th place as the show bracket, but you know what? The $100 might end up staying in the family depending on if UConn and Purdue win.
Yeah,
nice. That child also, if he does take it, like he already bankrolls so much money, and he's so young, so he's like, what is that?
he won
Scrooge
Super
McDuck?
Bowl. He won Super
Yeah.
Bowl squares. Not this year, but the year before. Like the dude's good. He's probably gonna help me with some of my research for the Champions League shows. The dude knows everything about soccer. It's pretty amazing. Anyway,
So yeah, that's where we're at. Obviously, we got a few more games coming up, and then sayonara, and we're on to the next. Speaking of Stafe, do you want to open it up, or Eric, do you want to start it tonight?
I'll go first. I've got a soccer play
Okay.
for Wednesday. Arsenal hosts Luton Town. Yeah, that Luton Town. They are in bottom of the table. They are 18th or 19th right now. Arsenal they're in the middle of a fight for the Premier League as Herman starts barking.
Sorry.
I'm going to take, so Arsenal to win is like minus $1,200. So you can't make any money doing that. However, Arsenal lead the league. Specifically, Raya leads the league in clean sheets, which means you prevent the other team from scoring. Arsenal has one of the best expected goal against rates in all of Europe. They give up an average or expected goal average of less than 1. It's like 0.8. So they are phenomenal defensively. Saliba and Gabriel are great. Meanwhile, they're getting guys like Thomas Partey back into the lineup, who is going to help with that defensive midfield. I expect him to take some minutes from Jorginho. Martinelli's coming back. I think Arsenal win this game very easily, and I expect them to shut out Luton. So Arsenal to win to 0 means Luton will not score. Arsenal will win 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, etc. You get that at minus 135. Luton Town have scored in every game since Christmas. So this is going a little bit outside it. So if you think I'm wrong, if you think I'm an idiot, first, please DM me and let me know. I love those. Second, you can get Luton to score at plus 115. So if you think I'm wrong, you can make money betting against me. You don't even need them to win. You can just bet Luton to score a goal at plus 115. But I'm going to guess that they don't. That's
I don't think you're wrong. I'm going to bet with you.
I like it.
This is becoming a Rockies hate show. Rockies 3 up, 3 down to start the game. So just gonna put that out there. So apparently this Asada kid is not bad to start anyways. We'll see if Freeland gives up 14 runs in this inning or not. All right, moving on, because this is now a Rockies podcast. Is there a worse team that you could start a podcast around?
Bro, if it's a betting podcast, sounds like you're going to make yourself a lot of money.
I'm
just live betting the hell out of it.
I'm going to be on track for it this year.
Oh man.
All right. Yeah, I have a couple NBA picks for us. So these are for Wednesday night, April 3rd. I like the Mavs and Warriors total over 232.5. These are two teams that don't play defense and are ready to put up some points. We're getting towards playoff time. They're both playing for something. Man, Luka Doncic playing and Kyrie Irving playing the Warriors is just like a recipe for buckets and buckets. You can obviously Steph Curry on the other side, and what the Warriors can do. I don't think this total can be high enough. Obviously, watch out for injuries and people sitting for any NBA bets. That's like always my caveat. If all of a sudden like Doncic or Curry doesn't play tonight, like I obviously wouldn't make this bet. So this is like assuming as of right now everyone's healthy and ready to go. Second pick is a money line parlay. Give me the Pelicans, who are at like plus or minus 175 right now against the Magic, to keep rolling at home. They're also making a play-in and playoff push. And then the Bucks are like a minus 750, so they should easily take care of the Memphis Grizzlies at home in Milwaukee. So if you combine those, you get a nice minus 128. So I like those two teams to both just win. That's all they have to do is win. And they're both decent favorites. So that's it. That's all I have.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yep.
Safe, do you have any more picks you want to go over?
I have one more. And speaking of the children, there's one thing that my two boys will always tell me, and that's you don't bet on Manchester United and you don't bet on Chelsea. So what do you do when they play against each other? I'll tell you what you do. When Vegas gives you plus 300 on the draw, you take it. Man U, Chelsea, we're going to take them to tie, and we get that at plus 300. So Chelsea have drawn 3 of their last 4 matches. They cannot put teams away. They keep letting teams get back into matches. Manchester United, meanwhile, they are pretty far outside the race for European football. Aston Villa and Tottenham will be battling to see which one of them sucks more down the stretch to see who doesn't get Champions League, because they both play awful football at the moment. I just think this one ends up in a draw way more often than not. And at plus 300, like you put down $10, you're going to walk away with 40 if this thing hits. I just think it's too much value to pass up in a matchup where both teams are really struggling this season. We've got number 6 versus number 12 here. Chelsea's in 12th place in the Premier League. They are no longer should they be considered a top English team. But I do think them at home, they're able to get some points here, or a point here. So,
and they'll never be relegated. But can you imagine if they were?
It'd be amazing.
I think the biggest team I've ever seen get relegated, like in recent history, because I've only really been a fan for like the last maybe 10 years of the EPL. I think like Aston Villa was probably the biggest team I saw.
Well, and then Leicester City, who of course won the Premier League, kind of fluky with James Vardy and Mahrez and others, of course.
Yeah.
But them relegating this last year was pretty shocking. But they'll be on their way up. They're in, I think, 2nd place in the championship at the moment. So
Uh,
anyway,
Freeland walked his
Oh,
first batter. Suzuki homered it in. Cubs 2-0, no outs.
so you will no
sorry.
longer be able to get -1.5 at +115.
Should have gotten that -1.5 at +110, y'all. That's all I'm saying.
The only reason I didn't do it is because my Face ID wasn't working to log into DraftKings. So I was like, I'll get to it after the show. No, I won't, because that is.
But
no
Kylan
longer
Freeland, Rockies fans, don't be upset though. Freeland just threw his first strike. So
there you go.
are there even Rockies fans? I don't think that
no, I have a few.
Like-
I have a few, and they deserve better. I will say that. I have a few Rockies fans friends, and they absolutely deserve better than this garbage. So yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Though the cheap tickets don't hurt. And I mean, I'll go more often if I can afford it, but yeah, no.
Don't keep putting them on. Just get up on that party deck and drink and watch another team play well. It's a good time going to Coors Field. It's one of the best stadiums,
Yeah.
I think.
It's gorgeous. And I say
love
that
it.
coming from California.
Love it.
Like we have some pretty ones out that way too, but I love the one in Denver. Yeah, the
Yep.
Rocky Stadium. Steve, you want to run through your picks and then we'll move on to Eric and do like a recap?
Yep. So for Wednesday, we're going to take Arsenal to win to 0 versus Luton Town. We'll get that at -135. And then on Thursday, we're going to take Chelsea versus Man U. We're going to take that to be a draw. You get that at +300, which is just insane value. So like those two plays a lot.
Cool. I have a couple NBA picks for us. We're gonna go Mavs against the Warriors over 232.5 points. My second pick is a parlay. You're going to take the Pelicans and Bucks to both win, to just win as favorites on Wednesday, April 3rd at -128.
Woo. Okay, cool. This is Ready Bet Action. If you're just joining us or fast forwarded to the end to get the picks.
Sorry. I did not mean to hit that button.
Are we still recording? Oh, we're still going. You can find us on X, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and anywhere that you stream like Spotify or Apple. Yeah, stay tuned. We'll have a few other shows coming up this week. And what a great time of year. What a nice time to be alive.
It is.
Now I'm going to hit the button.
Hit it.